Go.
Hello, I'm Loren Salsman, and we're here at my home in Dimock Township. I'm one of the 18 in the consent order that DEP has levied against Cabot Oil and Gas for a gas migration issue. As part of that consent order, Cabot has given me this water treatment shed. And what we're going to do today is explain how it works a little bit. It's pretty simple. The water comes in and it goes to a methane separator, which is a series of nozzles that disperse the water out, allow it to come in contact with the air, and the methane simply leaves the water. A blower helps evacuate it out of the tank. From there it goes into a storage tank where any additional methane in the water will get dispersed by an additional blower. And between that there's a couple of cartridge filters that it goes through to get out any metals that may be in the water. And the final step is an ozonator, which helps to disinfect the water and will also take out even more metals if they are in the water. So it's fairly simple, but it's also a very expensive system, but I'm glad to have it. And what we're going to do today is take some raw water samples. We have a tap where we can take a raw water sample right out of our well, and we're going to prove that the Dimock water is fine and drinkable. My last water sample result, my methane was down to 7 milligrams per liter, which is what the consent order says Cabot has to get our water levels down to as far as methane concentrations. They think that's roughly our background level around here in Dimock. Because we've always had methane in our water here, so 7 milligrams per liter won't be dangerous, it won't be explosive. So let's proceed and let's get some Dimock water and have a drink. Is the water comes in here. I believe it comes in. This is from the well, I think. Yes, because this is out. So this is from the well. It comes through a flow meter. Here's a bypass in case something breaks down. Just open up this valve. It'll flow right back to the house. I ran my well for several months, all over a year, without any treatment at all anyway, so this thing was just kind of a bonus for me. So if there is a problem, we hit the bypass, we have water. Now, to get a raw water sample, what we have to do is engage a contactor in this panel to trigger the relay for the submersible in the well. Right here's our raw water tap. As part of the consent order, Cabot has to collect a sample every 2 weeks and monitor it. And since they did the squeezing of the annular space on the Ransel well back in October, it's progressively gone down, those methane levels. I was up in the mid-20s and it went down. It was down to 17 about February, and like I said, now it's down to 7. So they've made a lot of progress thanks to the DEP and thanks to the folks at Cabot. So I'd like to take a minute to thank both those parties. They've done a great job. So we'll turn this on. And Tom, if you want to, I don't know if you want to pour it right into a glass. I'll pour it right here. Okay. And I have to find my stick here. What the heck I did with it. Use this. Anything coming out of it?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, that's right from the well.
Okay. I'll try some.
And this is Nicole trying some too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give Loren our camera really quick.
Okay. I'm not very good at this, but
It'll be fine.
Ready, Tom? It tastes like water.
alright, Tom.
Very good.
Take another drink. There you go.
Very
now
good.
when you poured that, there was a little bit of gas in that water.
There was.
But it wasn't unusual for my water. It's always been like that. So there's a little bit of gas in that water, but not at all
quickly dissipates too, you know.
No, it quickly dissipates within 10 seconds and it's perfectly clear. So I should be focusing more on Nicole. She looks much better than you, Tom. So
I drink a lot of water.
yeah, yep. So do I. And nothing wrong with the water supply here. We're in good shape. We're happy. We're good to go.
Perfect.
Go finish it.
That's good. Great. Loren, we've heard a lot about Carter Road. That's the location that's made the news over the years, and we hear about it over and over again. Carter Road, Carter Road. Can you tell us about that from your perspective and how you see it and what's happened over there, which is right over the hill from you?
Yep, it's right over the hill here. This is all part of the affected areas, as DEP calls it, a 9 square mile area. Carter Road, the problems up there happened about a year before my problems. And there's no doubt that there were problems and issues up there, and I have no doubt that there were brown water on Carter Road from looking at the data.
Right.
DEP has been kind enough to send me a spreadsheet, a summary of everyone's data in the affected area for a Freedom of Information Act request. And I've reviewed the data, and prior to the plugging of the Baker well in April of 2010, there was 2 residents on Carter Road. One showed up to 11 milligrams per liter of iron at the highest sampling result. One showed up to 4 or 5 milligrams per liter of iron at the highest sampling result. To put that in perspective, the secondary drinking water standard for iron is 0.3 milligrams per liter. Iron's an aesthetic problem. In other words, it causes, it's going to cause your laundry to come out dingy. It's going to cause your toilet to turn brown, your dishwasher to turn brown, things like that. You really have to have excessive amounts of iron to hurt you, and you can't really get that in groundwater.
If I filled this glass with water that had a lot of iron in it, that was still drinkable, what would it look like?
At those levels, it would look brown. It got brown tint to it because not all of it can dissolve into the water.
Okay.
So some of it
and that would still be below the level that's drinkable. It would still have an aesthetic issue.
It's drinkable, but I don't think any of us would want to drink brown water. I know I wouldn't. So now, the amazing thing about it is once DEP mandated that well be plugged in April of 2010, if you look at the results of those same residences in May and June, there's virtually no iron in the water supply after that, and along with methane, because they had 15 to 20 milligrams per liter of dissolved methane as well.
Right.
So the effect was immediate on the aquifer. It immediately purged itself of these contaminants, and the fact that one of those families is using their well and always has helps that quite a bit, because it helps purge that stuff out.
Right.
So yeah, you're still seeing some iron levels over the hill here along Burdick Creek, but you have a number of litigants there that refuse to use their well, hence none of that aquifer for about 1.5 miles is being purged.
I see.
So, it's gonna stay there. If it's there, it's gonna stay there if you're not purging it out.
Right.
So, hopefully everyone will get on the same page. We'll all get these sheds in. We'll get this aquifer purged, because Cabot told me they have all these wells sealed up within the pressure tests. I mean, within the parameters of our Oil and Gas Act.
How does your well water compare now today, post this filtering system, to what you think it was prior to ever having any drilling in the area or anything else?
After treatment?
Yeah.
After the filter?
Right.
Well, you should ask my wife that, because and my mother, who lives here and is served by the well, it's the best water we've ever had. We did get bottled water free of charge from Cabot for a while, and it's much better than the bottled water in our opinion. We love it. It's great. This is an outstanding system. So.
All right. So you feel like when all's said and done, you were able to get better water. You got this filtering system as part of what happened in the course of the settlement.
Yep.
Plus, of course, the substantial settlement. So, so from your perspective, it came out pretty good in the end, although there was clearly some temporary inconvenience and some issues that had to be dealt with.
In the end, I'm thrilled, absolutely. I mean, during the course of the whole thing, I think there could have been some better communication by both Cabot and Eve.